Hey there, this is Shannon from Orbit Over Luna, and this is a quick video, little behind the scenes of one of my tracks, a Cascade of Trembling Stars. The track is a pretty simple setup. It's just pretty much a verse, chorus setup here, but I've got lots of layers of different instruments coming in and out to add interest and all that fun stuff. So first, let's just take a listen to a little bit of the front here. That's the main guitar here that runs through pretty much the whole song. That is processed through Guitar Rig. Here you can see the patch that I've created for this. Uses the Gratifier amp, which is a rectifier model, and lots of reverb and delay going on here in the patch itself. And I start adding some percussion here, very minimal percussion and very textural. A lot of this I recorded myself. Some of it is MIDI. The bass in the verse section is an electric piano bass. Wanted to distinguish that from the real bass that I've got in the chorus. The whole song changes feel in the chorus, so I've got two very distinct sections there. I've got a couple melodic instruments here, a couple of Chinese instruments. I use this instrument in almost everything that I do, the gusheng. I think that's how it's pronounced. And I've also got some texture kind of stuff going on in the background, just to add some nice gritty movement behind everything else. So that's pretty much the verse section. It switches gears when it comes into the chorus. As you can see, I pulled out a lot of the percussion. I switched the bass. I added a lot more guitars. And I pulled out everything else here to make room for those guitars. Let's just listen to them soloed here. So there's lots of movement going on there. Let's play some of these here. So there's some nice movement in those arpeggios, of course added with the main guitar here. And of course, my nice big grunge guitars here. Those were recorded with the Amplitube orange Tiny Terror amps. I like those. Heading back into the verse section, I dropped out the percussion there in the first two bars, heading into that to add a little bit of, I guess, a little bit of tension and release there. You're kind of waiting for something to drop there. So then all the percussion comes back in on the third bar. I've added a ukulele, another textural instrument here. This is a patch that I created myself in Absinthe here with some of my own samples that I recorded and used them as oscillators. I've got a couple other things here that have been added. Nice out of tune melodic stuff. Goes well with the texture there. Sounds a bit odd when they're soloed, but in the mix it sounds wonderful, I think. So heading into the second chorus, I've got a couple other things happening. I added some acoustic guitars. So adds a little more movement and driving energy in there. The bass guitar is I really like this. It's a nice distorted nice gritty bass. That is run through Amplitube. It's the orange AD200 model. I like that texture in there. And I've got one melodic phrase that's repeated through the verses, but in the second half of the second chorus here, I added another melodic line. So that's going on behind all of the guitars and stuff. And what I wanted to do, that happens in the second half of the chorus, but I wanted to just add a hint of it in the first half, something that's barely noticeable but is still in there. So I recorded that on the ukulele. That adds a little hint of the melody that's coming up there. I think that's pretty much it. You can kind of see how I've set up my session here and organized it. Logic Pro X has the ability, actually I'm not sure if in the earlier versions of Logic you could do this too, but you can create track stacks. I've created a bunch of summing stacks here for my instrument groups, and it's a good way of keeping the session organized and also from muting and soloing particular stems, basically, so you can hear the different parts soloed. So that's a little behind the scenes look into my track Cascade of Trembling Stars. If you have any more questions about it, feel free to comment and ask them in the comment section. Cheers.